Hey guys, Rick Davis here again from LearnTVProduction.com. Today's topic is lighting, and specifically three-point lighting. I'm going to talk about creating shadows and intensity of light. So the question that has to be asked, is lighting really necessary for today's cameras? In a word, yes. In fact, I'd say absolutely if you want the images on the screen to really be impactful on your viewers. The next time you're watching primetime evening television, have a critical eye at how impressive the images look on the top-rated shows. I'm referring to any reality or drama-type series that are currently running on the air. These shows all have a brilliant, vivid appearance to them. They feel almost three-dimensional. Now, the high-definition cameras are certainly a big component to the look of these shows, but in addition, they are well lit. So the question is, what exactly constitutes good lighting? Pretty much anyone can buy some lights and turn them on, but how will this look? You've got to understand what it is you're trying to do with these lights. The last thing you want to do is produce a bland or uninspiring image on your video. Video cameras have come a long way in their ability to capture video images under extremely low light levels. But just because technology allows this doesn't mean you want to do it. Producing video with low levels of light will result in video with a lackluster appearance that has an amateur feel to it. If you want video to really stand out to an audience and radiate a feeling of professionalism, then camera lights are a must. The biggest challenge for a camera operator is how to make a two-dimensional image appear as three-dimensional as possible when captured on videotape or whatever record medium you're using. This is accomplished by controlling the amount of shadows that are produced by direct lighting. This mastery of the shadows is what produces the three-dimensional depth and appearance of a shot on camera. Okay, so how do we manipulate the light to ensure the shadows are working effectively for us to create the illusion of three dimensions? The how and where of light fixture placement is critical to the depth of shadows. Now, when it comes to lighting fixtures, there are many different types to choose from. It could be incandescent, fluorescent, LED or HMI. These are also high-intensity discharge lights. Now, this is a whole other topic that I'm going to do a separate video for at another time. Just click on the subscribe button to ensure you receive notice of when that video is going to come out. Three-point lighting, as the name describes, is based on lighting a scene from three different angles or 3 points of reference. The first light is known as your key light. It will act as your main light in that the intensity of this light will be the strongest. Now, the backlight could be set to the same intensity but no greater. I'll get to the backlight shortly. When you're positioning the key light, it's important that you don't put it on the same angle as where your camera is going to be. Otherwise, a key light will make your image appear very flat or washed out, something you obviously don't want. We're trying to create shadows in varying amounts with each light fixture that we use. I'd recommend starting at a 45-degree angle away from your camera's perspective. This will allow for strong shadows to be created on the left side of your subject. It's also preferable to not place this fixture at exactly the same height as your subject's eye line. Instead, raise the light a couple of feet if possible. This will help create shadowing across your subject as a result of the light passing over the natural contours of the face. Now, depending on the type of fixture you're using, there are different ways to adjust the intensity level of the light of each fixture. Some lights have the ability to adjust the focal intensity by sliding the bulb forward and aft within the fixture itself. The second way to adjust the intensity of the light fixture is by adding diffusion material over top of the bulb or over the light. Now, this is done using materials such as spun glass or a neutral density gel. Now, you have to take care when you're doing this, because anytime you're placing material over a hot bulb, some of the materials could burn and become a fire hazard. Diffusion material can be purchased at most video and photo supply stores. The gels can be attached using clips. I prefer metal ones over wooden ones. Again, they're safer from a burning point of view. I prefer to set up lighting in a dim environment so that I can truly see the outcome of each individual light fixture. It also helps to have a volunteer to sit in the position that you're lighting. Now on to the backlight. The role of this fixture is twofold. First off, it provides more illumination on the subject, which your camera sensor will appreciate. And secondly, you're separating your subject from the background. When placed correctly, the backlight will provide a silhouette outline of your subject and add a nice glint or highlight to the subject's hair or shoulders. So you have a couple of options for the placement of the backlight. As with the key light, you can place this fixture at a 45-degree angle off the axis of the back of their head. Or if you enjoy math here, what I'm trying to say is 135 degrees from the camera's perspective. Hopefully I haven't lost you here. Now your second choice would be to place the backlight directly behind your subject. You don't want to be able to see your light stand in the shot, so this option can only work well if you either have a grid above or an object above from which you can attach the light. Or if your light stand has a boom extension on it, you can use that. If you are using a boom stand, it's always a good idea to counterbalance the fixture's weight with a small sandbag for safety. You only want to have one light on at a time when you're setting up your lighting pattern. This allows you to see all the results from each individual light fixture. When you're happy with both lights individually, you can turn them both on. At this point, you want to look at your results from the perspective of both your eye and how it looks on camera. I'd suggest looking at the camera output from a good viewing monitor rather than just a small viewfinder if possible. The subject should now be quite well illuminated. There should be some strong separation from your subject and the background. And finally, you should be witnessing some fairly strong shadows on one side of your subject's face. Now, on to the fill light. The main function of this light fixture is now to soften or reduce the amount of shadows that are caused by the key and backlights. But keep in mind, you don't want to entirely get rid of shadows because the shadows are what are giving you the illusion of depth or 3 dimensions to your shot. Your fill light should be placed on the opposite side from your key light and at approximately half the intensity. If your key and backlight fixtures are soft or diffused in nature, as in you're using lights within soft boxes, then there's a chance that your shadows are already diffuse and you may not even need to add a fill light at all. This is where subjectivity comes into play, and you can make the decision based on what you're witnessing on your monitor or how it appears to your eye. Another factor to consider is what message you're trying to convey to your audience. If you're looking for a harsh or dramatic feel in a scene, then you may want to reduce the fill light and keep the shadows quite strong. This is a production decision that only you can make. So this gives you a good overview of how you should go about setting up your lights on a 3-point lighting setup. Like anything, you'll find the more often you do this, the more comfortable you'll become with the results. So that wraps this one up. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd appreciate a click on the like button below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to receive more tips and advice on video production. I'm always updating and adding more videos. Thanks for watching, guys.